But I like the dim look effect, a nice little theatrical look. I don't know. What do y'all think? What's going on, everybody? Zach Macmillan back with you again. Hey, my ring on. I'm going to do some ring on. What's going on, everybody? Zach Macmillan back with you again for Let's Talk Mortgage. Got a quick tip episode, or I guess a quick information episode. Not really a tip, but wanted to fill you all in on why people may say, oh, I can't do anything right now. I'm in the process of buying a home. I can't co-sign for you. I can't get a new car right now. I don't want to change jobs. I'm in the process of buying a home. So we wanted to outline why that is. So stick around. Gonna go through that real quick and hopefully you all learn something. So when you're in the process of purchasing a home or refinancing your home, when you put in your application, what we're doing, we're using the information at the time of the application to see if we can get you approved. So when you tell us how much you have in your bank account, or we see your bank statement, when we go off of your job history, how long you've been on your job, what your position is, what your income is, when we outline what's on your credit report as far as payment for your cars, payment for your credit cards, your mortgage payment, things of that nature, we are taking a snapshot at that current time to see if we can get you approved under those current circumstances. And so when we're sending it to the underwriter, when the processor is collecting documents and things of that nature for you, we are, like I said, getting a full snapshot of what you're doing at that current time to see if we can get you approved under those pretenses. The reasons why a lot of times we'll tell you, hey, listen, don't do anything. Don't apply for any new credit. Don't change jobs. Don't transfer money is because when these things happen, we now have changed that profile we created for you in which we were able to get you pre-approved or pre-qualified. And now we have added a different variable to that factor, in which case it needs to be re-underwritten, originated, and created a whole new circumstance for you, which is why we say wait to do things once you get under contract, once you start the process of purchasing a home, because it throws things off. A perfect example of that is someone co-signing for a car, purchasing a car, or something to do with your credit. Now, when we're going through your liabilities, like I said, your car payment, your credit card payment, things of that nature, we're factoring those liabilities up with the new home purchase or refinance, your new mortgage payment, and putting those things together and see if they fall within your debt to income ratios to be able to afford a home, or that works within that program we're looking to use to get you approved under. So when you add new things to your liabilities, your credit report, it essentially adds more debt, more payment to boost up that debt to income, and therefore may disqualify you for a certain program, may disqualify you altogether from purchasing or refinancing. So it's very important once you start that process to purchase a home, not to alter that credit report unless you're paying things off, of course, that's a different story, but it's important not to add any type of liabilities to that credit report or to your credit or to your liabilities section, because we have already factored in a certain payment for you when it comes to debt to income. Another good one, of course, is your job. So when we do your application and we submit your information to the underwriter to make sure that your loan qualifies for that particular program we're looking to use, we're telling the underwriter how long you've been at your job, what your position is, how much your income is, and how much you make, and we factor those things into your debt to income and make sure that the house you're looking to purchase or refinance works within your current income. So when you change jobs or change positions per se, what happens is your pay may fluctuate. Your time on the job obviously changes if you change jobs. Things affect your approval status when you're trying to purchase or refinance and your income changes. So now we have to go through and make sure your file is re-underwritten to make sure you still qualify, to make sure that the debt to income ratio still work, to make sure that the program you're using allows us to use the type of income you're making. A perfect example of that is if you're going from a salary employee to a commission-based employee, or if you're going from a commission-based employee to a self-employed individual. These things matter when it comes to getting you approved and getting you your stuff underwritten for a purchase or refinance, because each income criteria has different guidelines for purchase or refinance. And so it's very important, especially when you're in the process of purchasing a home or refinancing, when you're already under contract, that these things don't change, because they could disqualify you or drag on or extend the contract period, or cause you to lose money or cost more money when you make these type of alterations and changes to your income during that time period. So you're definitely gonna wanna sit still when you're under contract and when you're in the process of purchasing a home on these things. Now you might be asking yourself, well, how are they supposed to know that I went and bought a new car? I went and got some furniture. How are they supposed to know that I changed jobs, during that process? How are they supposed to know? Well, that's a very good question. So in your welcome packet that you receive, or your RESPA packet that you receive when you apply for a home mortgage, within that packet, there should be a credit monitoring letter that you receive. Basically a document, a disclosure outlining the fact that we will be monitoring your credit during that time while we're trying to get you approved for a home. So if there's any inquiry that you've done during that time, we're gonna get a notification about it. You're gonna have to explain to us what this inquiry is about. Well, who is ABC lending organization that you apply with? What are they? Is it for a car? Is it for furniture? Did it go through? Oh, it did go through? What can you provide us a document showing what your new terms are gonna be? We're gonna find out if you run your credit during that time period, because it's being monitored. Same thing with employment. We are monitoring that as well. We are doing verification of employment, whether it be through work number or verbal, and that has to be done at least 10 days prior to you closing on your loan, unless it's a particular different program, but typically it's done with at least 10 days of you supposed to be closing on your loan. And so if you try and change jobs in the middle of the process, and we go to re-verify your income, if we verified it 10 days ago, and they say, oh, well, they actually just put it 2 weeks in. Okay, well, now we have an issue. Or they say, well, he's actually no longer with us, or she's no longer with us at this time. Well, now we have an issue, because now we got to find out where you're working, because as you can assume, it's very difficult to buy a home if you aren't making any income. So please keep those things in mind when you're getting ready to purchase, about your credit and about your income. You're definitely gonna wanna sit tight where you are if you're already in the process of purchasing a home. Now, after the fact, feel free to change as much as you like to, add as much debt as you like to. Don't get too much in debt, obviously, but go ahead and make those changes after the process is over, after you receive the keys for your home and sign the contract, not after they say you're approved, not after they say the final approval is done, not after you've gotten the clear to close. It's not only till after you signed all your documents and received the keys for your home and actually walk into that new home that things are done. So everything prior to that, you're definitely gonna wanna sit still for us, okay? Keep that in mind. Well, that wraps up things for us here. Like I said, just a quick little tip episode. Want to talk about that for you all, in case you were curious of why people say things like, I can't do anything, I'm in the process of buying a home, and why we tell you not to do anything while you're in the process of buying a home. So hopefully this information was helpful. Hopefully you feel a bit more knowledgeable about how that process works. And if you're under contract or in the process of purchasing or refinancing a home, you're sitting still, please do yourself a favor and do everybody a favor, please. But I'll see you all next time, right back here on Let's Talk Mortgage.